Okay, it says we're live. Hopefully that is true. Need to make sure I'm over here. Okay. Also need to make sure my sound is all the way up. Anyway, all the things. Hello, how are we? Hopefully we are doing well. I'm kind of excited. I realized I was moving stickies this morning, although I forgot to change my calendar blocks there. Oopsies. But I was moving stickies and I realized that I'm about somewhere between 4,000 and 5,000 away from the end of this novella that I've been writing this month. So I may get it done early, which would be awesome because that would leave time to do a little bit more on the long project, which I still need to do quite a bit on. And also do a little bit more outlining for the second novella for this quarter. So that's kind of where things are going. Things are like I finally feel like I've caught back up to where I should be with the novella that I've been working on this month. Although I still haven't updated the Rough Draft Challenge website, so it still needs to happen. But I'm now at the point where I think I'm about 4,000 to 5,000, somewhere in that mark, away from the end of this novella, barring any like strange character detours, which I'm hoping not to have this late into the novella. So yeah. Okay, so yeah, so there's that. I did put the poll up, even though the question is more of an open-end question. The question is like, who would sing your theme song, or what would be the theme song for your current work in progress? I put up Taylor Swift, Queen, Taylor Swift, Beyonce, and Tyler the Creator. I think it were the 4 that I put up. But I know that people have other like, if you want a heavy metal, that's fine. Like, tell me which artist and song title you would pick in the comments, because it's like I know that there's way more options than just the 4 current big names. Like I could, like, I mean, I'd have popped Chappelle Roan on there, and I'd have popped Paris Paloma, and I'd have popped a whole bunch more names on there if possible. But again, YouTube only allows 4, so yeah. And it could even be that you have a musician who plays an instrument that you would want to do a instrumental version. But yeah, so let me know who you would want as your theme song artist. So Weaver Words says hello, welcome. Lexi says hello, welcome. Stacy says, I was trying to decide between Queen and Taylor Swift, and you think Taylor's style of music fits better with the style of book that you're trying to write. Also important, because we can love an artist and it not fit necessarily the current book that you're writing. So also something to keep in mind. Maybe Alison Krauss, if she did a spookier vibe. Ooh. I'm trying to think of anybody who's kind of like Alison Krauss, but with like a spookier vibe, and nobody is coming to mind at the moment. To be fair, you'd like someone like Rel or Billie Eilish as a singer. Yeah. Also very good options. Krauss. Yes. I think, I figured out. That's who you meant. CB says Bon Jovi, but Queen is also acceptable. Or Michael Collins, the clarinetist. Ooh, okay, nice. I think I got into like modern violin with David Garrett. So if I was going to be doing an instrumental piece, I think I might instrumental with a single like highlighted instrument. I think it would probably be David Garrett. Ooh, but then again, I could do the Carol of the Bell guy. There's a guy that has a carillon, I think is how you say it, at the Georgia Renaissance Festival every year. He took a long break, but then he was back again last year. That would be an interesting, because then it would be much more dramatic bells. It's essentially like a giant piano, but wired to bells. Very cool. But that could be an interesting instrument. Ooh, now I just want that. Now I just want that. But yeah. Fiona Apple. Ooh, her voice to me leans towards something a little bit more spooky. Gotcha. Yeah, I can see that. I think the only thing that I've really heard Fiona Apple in is the collaborative track she did with Aurora. I don't know that I've heard Fiona Apple on her own. Kara says it depends on the story. You're working on 2 right now. Beyonce would be a nice fit for the paranormal romance, but for the straight up horror, Alice Cooper would be best. Nice. Nice. Would you use the original version of Carol of the Bells or John Williamson's arrangement from Home Alone? I would use whatever the Carillon guy used. To be honest, because that's the one that sticks in my brain, because it was so interesting. I don't know. I would definitely go for that one. I might see if I can find that CD real quick and show it to y'all. But yeah, no, it's like fascinating. Let me see if I can maybe look it up. Carol of the Bells, Carillon. Yes. Okay. Cast in Bronze, Carol of the Bells. Yes, Cast in Bronze is the name of the. Okay, so if you want to know what my brain hears when I hear Carol of the Bells on the Carillon, it's from Cast in Bronze is the name of the guy that does the Carillon at the Renaissance Festival. And I'm pretty sure that I have shared this with y'all before, but yeah. So this is the let me mute it so that we don't get copyright struck. Or try to anyway. Slight slight plague doctor's mask. But so he's got his keyboard up here, and then he's got the larger bells down here, and then the smaller ones up close. I mean, it's really cool to hear, and it's also, you can feel it because of the vibrations from the bells. So if you're sitting there in front of it, you can physically feel the bells and the sound waves. It's such a really cool but odd experience. And so whenever I think Carol of the Bells now, ever since hearing this, I'm still chasing that, like, hearing it but also physically feeling it type of experience. And so that's when I think Carol of the Bells, that's what I think of. So there you go. There's a glimpse into Jules's brain. Let's see. Stacy says I should check out Criminal from Fiona Apple's Tidal album. I will do so. I'm going to write it down. Fiona Apple Tidal and criminal. Okay, thank you very much. Kate Bush is actually capable of doing spooky. You should check out interlude 4. Okay, I will. I know of Kate Bush, though. I'm not sure if I've heard specifically interlude 4. I probably have, but I'll have to go back and re-listen to it. CB says you're going to be here Monday, Wednesday next week, but you're going to Pizza Hut for dinner on next Friday. Nice. You're getting a fan of the opera vibes from the video. Yes. Stacey's like, now I have to listen to Carol of the Bells. You love that song because it starts out so quiet and it gets more full volume. Yeah. Yeah. I mean, it's such a, like, if you ever get a chance to sit and listen to a Carillion, or however you pronounce it, like, please do. It's really cool. I mean, you know, you would think that my very limited, like, this was cool. It was really cool. My limited vocabulary for my excitement. Okay. Let's go ahead and do the doggos, and then we can get started. I can hopefully make some headway on the last, somewhere between 4,000 and 5,000 words. Okay, so yesterday's dog, Thursday's, the dog's name is Moo2. She loves picnics, but what she loves even more than picnics is picnics with you. So here is Moo2. Looks a little chunky. So I think that there's also, besides you, there is an additional reason to like picnics. And then today we have Sesame. He echolocated this toy, trying to find another one. It takes all his focus, so please do not interrupt him. And again, his name is Sesame, and he has very big ears that he is probably going to grow into. But you never know. So Sesame with the little bat-like ears. So very cute. So we have Moo2 and Sesame for the doggos. And we need to pull a card. Let's see, Weaver's goal for today is to finish this chapter. It's a mess. In fact, the last 5 chapters are a mess, and you need to rewrite them. R.I.P. It happens. It happens. CB said, oh, she's beautiful to Moo2. And then those bat-like ears. Heart. Yes. Well, we have a mouse for today. It's number 40. Tend to the small things. Here's our mouse friend. The humble mouse pays attention to the smallest details, and the mouse spirit calls on you to notice the nuances and the fine print at this time. In your eagerness to meet your goals and pursue your dreams, it's easy to forget the importance of clear communication and tending to the little things, including people's subtle signs that they are unhappy, as well as a small voice inside of you that says, this doesn't feel right. Take your time to sniff out what you need to know. Is there some detail or nuance about how you engage with others or operate in the world that is key to your success, but you have too readily dismissed as nothing big or nothing special? The mouse reminds you that what may seem small may be more important and powerful than you think. So look again. Do not underestimate yourself or your potential for creating something amazing when you pay attention to detail. So there you go. I think that's also something that is good to remember when we are doing a rough draft challenge, or something that is like racing to the end of the month and the end of the draft, is like you sometimes need to slow down and pay a little bit more attention, which is a good reminder for myself as I'm like trying to get these last 4,500-5,000 words. CB is going to try and outline book 4 of Stark for President. Nice. Nice. Okay, let's go ahead and do a sprint. let's do a silent sprint so that you can go and listen to Carol of the Bells. Let's do one of the spooky teapots, because why not? But I'm going to cut it down to 25, I think, as a starting point. If I can get there. Nice. I was within 1 second. So again, this one is silent with a bell tone at the end. Okay, so you're planning for what you're going to be writing in November. Nice. Excellent. Like it. Okay, so let's do this. Go ahead and pull up your document, whatever it may be that you are going to be working on today, or multiple documents if you are going to be project hopping. 2 is make sure you have something to hydrate with and take a sip. Cheers. 3 is straighten your spine, roll your shoulders back, that posture check, make sure you're not slouching too much. And 4 is make sure if you need a break, take a break. Here we go, 25 minutes in 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, go. Started talking without the mute. Coming off, I got 725, which has been great. So yeah. I'm trying to sort of calculate where exactly. Yeah. Anyway, sorry. I was playing around with the numbers and seeing where, like how many more sprints I would need to do at this rate. But anyway, doing okay. Got 700. Oh, sorry, 727, not 725. I should adjust that. There we go. Let's see. CB needs to go figure out what's for dinner. Something with cheese for me because I can't have it. Leslie says 452 words on your zero draft. Nice. Very nice. Excellent. Weaver says, whoa, I love that. Weird, creepy music and evil looking teapot / lantern. Yeah, so that's one of the 2 spooky teapots that I have. I think I only have 2 spooky teapots. Yes. All total, I'd have, I think, 5 teapots. I have the purple, I have the gray chamomile, and I have the sort of like teal background. And then I have the spooky teapot we just did, and then another 25-minute one. So, yeah. So I have 5 at the moment. Rewards rubs it, and some evil necromantic buff half-naked demon comes out of it. Nice. But does that mean that you, if it's a evil necromantic half-naked demon, does that mean you don't get wishes and you get curses? And are they curses on you or curses on your enemies? How would that work? Stacy says, I read a new chapter in a fan fiction, started the dishwasher as you got a snack, started a new pitcher of tea, and got just under 200 words. You're going to take it. Yes. I ordered the lavender syrup from Amazon. It's from like a Da Vinci, I think. Company name is Da Vinci or something like that. Anyway, I wanted to try making the lavender matcha latte at home instead of at Starbucks. And so I looked up a couple different recipes, and they all have like 1 teaspoon of matcha powder, and I'm like, this is not going to taste like anything other than milk. So I tried it as it was written in the recipe this morning, but I definitely would increase the matcha ratio. So I think I will do that tomorrow when I try it again. But the lavender is good. It's very nice. Light flavor. Leslie was laughing at Weaver words for the evil necromantic buff half-naked demon coming out of the spooky teapot. But also you like the idea of like curses on either you or curses on enemies. I think with sort of like some of the more traditional Jinn stories, it's much more likely that they may put a curse on the enemy, but they will also put a curse on you. So yeah, I don't know. Maybe it's a both situation. Hopefully you can't hear hopefully you cannot hear the laundry going around. Okay, so for 30 minutes for our next sprinty sprint, do we want silent or music? Silent or instrumental? He can curse whoever he wants as long as he's not Weaver. But also true for romance novels. 100% true. CV says the teapot gives you Harry Potter and the Goblet of Fire vibes. Nice. Okay, let's go ahead and swap to a second sprint. Second sprint, as always, is going to be the self-promo sprint. So make sure that if you have something you want to promote, you do so during the sprint. Weaver votes for silent. Silent timer. Okay, let's see. We did the which one of these? I think we did the rainbow last time. So let's do the mushroom forest and cut it down. Let's see if I can get it to the right. Oh, so close. We'll just let it take down for a second. Make it big. All right. So, 1, save your document. 2, take a sip. Cheers. Leslie posted your first AuthorTube video today. Yay! Let's make sure that we get copy link. And here is Leslie's channel link. So yay! I'll go check it out. What was I doing? 1 was save, 2 was sip, 3 is straighten your spine or roll your shoulders back for a posture check, and 4 is make sure if you need a break, take a break. Here we go, 30 minutes in 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, go! Okay, so I disappeared several times during that sprint. I wound up checking my tracking link for the Archer and Olive notebook, and it's here. And then I also was hearing something in the dryer that sounded like it should not be in the dryer. And so I went, and apparently my mom had left her like outside key for when she goes out to work in the yard. She had left that single key in her pocket, and it had worked its way out and into the dryer bottom basin type thing. So had to fish that. And also I just went ahead, since the load was dry, and swapped it. So I got not as many words for sure, like very, very few, because I also did a little bit of work in the bullet journal. Yeah, I got 297. So I got a pitiful like cut from my 720. So how much did I say? 297? Yes, 297. But hey, every word counts, right? 297. Okay. And that was probably all total like maybe 15 or 20 minutes for me, but I'm going to go ahead and put the 25 because that's what I had set for myself. Which means I had like 11.8 words per minute on average. But that's okay. It's okay. So do you want to see what was in the box? Kate is here and says you're homesick with a mild cold, so you're going to do some writing today instead. Hee hee. Which, I mean, it sucks that you have a cold, and I hope you feel better, but also, like, oh no, I have to write today instead of going to work. How terrible. Sarcasm. Putting like this super, super thin, but just like, it's like almost paper towel material, but just like a bunch of them folded over. Hopefully that's more sustainable than some of the other options. Okay. Here is the Rest and Renew box, which is what box is. It's a limited time only situation. So, and I know there are other unboxings on the internet. So, 7 years ago. Wow. Has it been 7 years since Infinity War came out? Wow. Time flies, y'all. Leslie got 512 words. Huzzah. Wow. Nice. Every word counts. Yes. Thank you. Thank you for that reassurance. Weaver says, slow going here. This chapter feels impossible. Why did I write it so long? God damn. Right? Yes. Yeah. And then Kara said, ye old scumbag brave strikes again. I see you're working on something, so I'm just going to crash your shiz, sister. I don't know if this is your computer, your internet, etc. Don't know which one it is. Okay, there's a lot in this box. That was not. This was the stamp box. It's cute though. And I also apparently opened it from the bottom, which may have impacted how it. So it comes with a permanent black ink. It says permanent. It doesn't say archival. So if you are worried about the type of ink, I think I would have to go back in and see if this in the description on their website says archival quality or not. Because permanent is not necessarily archival. It does come with a acrylic block that looks very cloudy. I don't know if it has a film over it or not. I will have to figure that out. Yes, it does. So it has a film that you can peel off and have that slick situation. But here are the stamps. Let me see if I can get a... Maybe you can see better there. So we've got the 2 lotus designs here for the corner, and then like maybe a date or whatever you want. We've got a big frame here, which I've seen somebody cover up like part of the frame, and that way you can insert this and have it sort of like growing into the frame. What does that say? That says color of my mood. Then we have color of the sunset, color of the sky. Tomorrow I look forward to the day of rest, mindful moment, I'm grateful for. And then we have circles, hearts, and squares as bullet options. Level of happiness, low to high. And some of these, if you don't necessarily love like level of happiness, you could either cut that part off or don't ink that part. And so that way you would just have the low to high marker. And so you could, you know, overwhelm, stress levels, that kind of thing. But yeah. Oh, they have a little temperature day-night high-low situation, but you could also do something else with it. So there's a lot of options you could do with these. They've also got a pencil and a feather attached to the line. So those are cute. I think these are the prompt cards, and so this was all just in one box. I think these are the journaling prompts. Let's just pull a random one, shall we? Ugh. It's hard to get my finger in the box, which means it's very tightly packed. Okay, I'm failing very hard at this unboxing, aren't I? Okay, maybe, yes, no. I was trying to avoid one of the ones on the end, that way, in case it was just like an info card. Yeah, this is not coming out. These are very tightly. There we go, okay. Okay, letting go. Is there something you've been holding on to that no longer serves you? Write about how you can begin to let go. Activity. Identify one small action that represents letting go, whether it's cleaning out a drawer, donating unused items, or writing down a thought that you want to release. Take that action today as a symbolic step towards freeing yourself. Ooh, interesting. Okay, so it has the journaling prompt, and then it has an action step. I like that. So there you go. There, that was in the first box. So you have the ink pad, the acrylic block, and the stamps, and the prompt in one box. Then this one is the gold ink pen. So it has shimmery gold ink, if I'm remembering correctly. So I'll have to do a swatch of that at some later point. Ooh, it's a nice heavy weight. Let's see, cream. Yeah, I would say that was a cream. It looks like it's a heavier ballpoint. Well, maybe not. So it might be a medium to fine point. I can't remember. But it's not a bold font point. What does it say on here? Just Archer and Olive. Okay. So yeah, so I'm also wondering though if you can, yes, you can unscrew this, which means that looks like probably, oops, something fell. Oh, the spring. This looks like something you could take and figure out what size it is and do a refill. So I think that is probably meant for being a little bit more sustainable if you buy the refills. Or if you like, I don't know, a G2, you might could, okay, I did not put that back together. I'll have to figure that out, where the spring goes. So beware if you want to take that out, the spring goes somewhere and you have to figure out where it goes. So that was my bad. Okay, and then we have the 4 washi tapes. We have this one, which also has sort of like prompts or spaces. List 5 things you're grateful for. Choose one small restorative action today. Let's see. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Looks like 5. So like 1 per weekday, like working weekday. 5 before it repeats. So if you're looking for a 7 repeat, it's only 5. There's that. So that's 1 of 4. Then we have the second of 4 being the Lotus and Lily pads. Then we have one that's just navy, sort of teal navy, like darker teal and gold. And then we have a sort of neutral beige, and it's hard to see because it is a little bit translucent. So the design sort of shows through if it's layered on itself. So again, with the Lotus. So those are the 4 washies. And then of course the notebook, right? Which I'm sure if you follow Archer and Olive, you probably have seen this on their social medias. Well, here I am thinking that it's going to be easy to cut through the plastic, but I think that's just user error. So we have the same design as the last washi tape as the design on the box. And this is the vegan leather cover, so it's not a linen. So hopefully it won't capture the dust as much. But here's the cover. It is that sort of like darker teal with the gold embossing. It is a white dot grid, no numbered pages. It does have their typical two notebooks, bookmarks. One with the A&O design. It does have the pocket in the back. It is typical for their notebooks. So A5, I think 192 is their standard page count. So there is the notebook that goes with it. So I'm very excited to have all of that. But now I need to clean my desk and get back to work. Right? So yeah. So I think the only thing, this is, if you want to reuse this, you have to be careful about where the spring goes. And I'm pretty sure it's in the back, since I thought it went in the front and it didn't. So we're going to try it in the back. Yeah, spring goes in the bottom of the barrel. There we go. So there's that. Just FYI, spring goes in the bottom of the barrel. Let's see. You hope to feel better soon and go see parents and help your mom with flower beds. Yes. Yeah, that's what I dug a trench on Tuesday afternoon, and I haven't been out to the garden since. So I'm like, I really need to do that because we've got potted plants that need to be planted. So you love unboxing things. Me too. I wish I could figure out how to do my camera to do it a little bit better, but unfortunately you get one webcam situation here on this channel for now. Brave is your browser. Gotcha. It has a habit of freezing up and crashing, but less so than the others, so that's why you use it. Gotcha. Gotcha. Okay. CB says it's been 8 years since Greatest Showman. 8? Wow. 6 years since Endgame. Wow. It's been a long time. Kara says, since I've been doing my grief journal, I think I'd like something like this. Could you drop the link to where you got it? So this was the Archer and Olive Rest and Relax box for this year. So let me. It's their Rest and Renew, not Relax. Okay, so here's the link for it. It is kind of pricey, but you do get one of their notebooks and the stamps and the prompt cards and the washi tape and the pen. So it's a good bit. But yeah, so there's that. So there's the link. It's pretty. Yes, it is. That's what I was like. I know I don't need it, but it's very pretty, and I would like to have it. So that's what it is. And now I've really got to make sure all of these get back into the box and put somewhere where I can access them, but they aren't taking up too much space. Okay, let's go ahead. Don't forget to subscribe to the channels that you visit quite often, and the people that you see in the chats all the time. So let's go ahead and do a third sprint. Let's see. Let's do this one. I know it's not fall, but it's pretty. So here we go. This one has quiet ambient noise. So be prepared for that. You can get the stamp kit on its own. Oh, can you? I'll have to look at that because I thought you couldn't. Well, I know the notebook you cannot get in anything other than the box, but the stamp kit being by itself would be very useful. Anyway, okay, so 1, save your document. 2, take a sip. Cheers. 3, straighten your spine or roll your shoulders back for that posture check. Make sure you're not slouching too much. And 4 is make sure if you need a break, take a break. Here we go. 30 minutes in 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, go. Sorry, I forgot that was the one with the wind that we don't necessarily like. So I'm going to go hunt for the other one that has no wind. There we go. Sorry, y'all. My bad. I try to remember and then I forgot which one it was. So here we go. It's got the little bird silhouette on there. Okay, so 3, 2, 1, go. Hello again. Okay, I think that's the end of that section. How do we do? Okay, 842. Nice. Nice. Oh, why did that? Okay. Nope, an unlock. That might help. And that was a 30-minute sprint. Okay, sorry, there was one section that was like had a little flag and it just needed a little bit of attention. Okay, how did we do? Let's see. Stacy got over 400 words and needed to go get Karma off the bus. Excellent. Good job on the words. Second bowl of pasta grabbed, and you still have leftovers. Excellent. Good. Good, good. 111 for that sprint for Kate. Had to get fresh coffee and close the cat out since she's in heat and driving you mad. Gotcha. Gotcha, gotcha. Leslie was less productive that sprint for you, 135, but every word counts. Yes. Yeah, we swap places in terms of productivity. Funky says, my long work nightmare is finally over. Yay! So you can start attending again. Excellent. Yay. Weaver says, forgive me, Father, for I have sinned. I procrastinated editing that sprint and made cupcakes instead. Hey, cupcakes are worth some words. So, you know, it's good. It's fuel for later. 896 for CB. Nice. Leslie laughing at Weaver. And the cupcakes. CB says the leftovers will do you for lunch tomorrow. Yes, exactly. Exactly. So I tested the new gold ink pen, and it's very orangey compared to some of the other. Funky says to Weaver, say 3 Hail Marys and eat 2 cupcakes. Nice. Okay, here are the. It's like not focusing, but whatever. Okay, so the top one here is the newest gold ink pen that we just unboxed. It's very orange compared to some of the others. So I have the Uniball Gold, I have the Archer and Olive Acrylograph, which is more like a paint pen. Then I have like a regular zebra metallic ballpoint, and then I have the Sakura Jelly Roll. So they're all variety of shimmer. But that newest one is very orange compared to. So if you have been looking for an orange, an orangey gold, that would be a good one. With garlic bread. Funky says, ew. No, not. You're saying no, the pasta with garlic bread, not cupcakes. Funky's like, oh, wait, I thought you were talking about cupcakes with garlic bread. Kate says, the gold shimmer looks great. You like the orangey gold. Yeah, that's definitely what I would call more of a warm toned gold. And I do have a set of just gold metallic watercolor paints, and I think one of those would match it quite well. But yeah, I think that's the first pen that I have, first metallic pen that I have. It is that shade of orangey gold. So always happy to add to the collection. Stace says, I need to start making dinner, but I need at least one more sprint. Tonight is game night at church, and you're hosting, so I need to be there early and stay late. Well, if y'all are up for one more sprint, I think I can do one more sprint if y'all will forgive me for going to tend to the laundry during said sprint. So let's do one more sprint. Let's go ahead and do the hedgehog. But I will cut down to 25. So pop that back up on the screen. Kate says, yes, please. Stace says, yes. Garlic bread cupcakes would be good for Halloween. That would be weird, but yes. Wouldn't those just be like garlic bread knots? I don't think you need to have them in cupcakes, right? Please, sir, can we have some more? Holds empty bowl out like an online tourist. Oh, there was, okay, so there's an Instagram account that reposts like tweets and threads and stuff like that. And it was all about Macbeth. And I have never been so happy to just like read all of them. So what is the Tara Wine Queen Writes is the post, and it started off with the, sorry, we're just getting distracted here. It started off with Tara's account reposting the Korean poster for the stage production of Macbeth, and they're great. They're fantastic. The opening of her gown in the back makes the sword. Looks great. And then the second one is the opening of her gown makes the crown for his head. Fantastic. Lovely. And then there were also really fun quotes and things. Like the true tragedy of Macbeth is outlined when one witch says, when shall we three meet again? It's so hard to get your schedules to align as adults. And so just about everything from that repost, I was like, yes. All of the things. Okay, let's see if I can get this refocused and share the screen with the hedgehog again. There we go. Okay, so 1, save your document. 2, take a sip. Cheers. 3, straighten your spine or roll your shoulders back for that posture check. Make sure you're not slouching too much. And 4 is make sure that if you need a break, take a break. Here we go. 25 in 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, go. Okay. How did we do? Hopefully we did good. I think I did pretty well. I also swapped over the laundry again. Took me a little bit longer that time. 708 words. Excellent. Fantastic. Okay. So I'm within like 2,500 probably at this point. So of the end of this story, this novella. Let's see. Funky said, "Man, it must be my lucky day. You get to come and you get an extra sprint." Yes. Freedom from work for a little bit and then extra sprints. Kate says 63% done with the rough draft. Now you need a bit more for today, so you're going to work on that as the day progresses. Gotcha. CB did some digital housekeeping for Google Drive. Stace says monster keeps distracting you. You need like 10 more words and you'll have 1K for the day. Kate got 497. Happy about that. Yes. Excellent. Funky dorked around. Oh no. Weaver says a chapter is nearly done. Finally. Excellent. Good. I am glad. Thank you very much for joining me today and for unboxing the Archer and Olive Rest and Relax box with me. No, Rest and Reset. For whatever reason, I want to say, no, it's not even that. It's Rest and Renew. You can tell I'm not an affiliated partner at all because I can't remember the right words. But yeah, so I'm excited to figure out how I want to use those. But yeah, I mean, first thing after the sprint is going to be folding the laundry that I took out of the dryer twice. And then I will play a little bit more with the journal. So Leslie got 174, a small number again, but that's okay. Yes, it is. Weaver says, thank you for the sprints. You're welcome. Thank you for having the sprints, and you enjoyed the unboxing. Yay, I'm glad. Excellent. I'm kind of sad now because not really sad, but like wishing that I had known ahead of time. I used the Lotus Blossom stickers that I had from March. So like I had those, which would have been perfect for, they would have been perfect, but it's okay. I love the way that March turned out. So, but they would have been great. So just, know that there are lotus flower stickers on Journal Say or Temu, one of the two. So thanks for making the day special. You're welcome, and hope you have a wonderful rest of today and a wonderful weekend. And I will see y'all on Monday, because again, I'm skipping Sunday, just skipping the Sundays for this month, and then I will see y'all on Monday. All right, y'all. Thank you very much. Hopefully I will see y'all soon. Don't forget to save, and don't forget to have fun. All right, bye.